Hi my dear friends, welcome to Venus EduTech. In this class we are going to solve the problems given in our textbook, that is exercise 1.4, because we were dealing with rational numbers and their decimal expansions in the last class, right? So did you give just a try to that, solving those problems? Okay, we will solve these problems in this class. So without wasting time, let's get into the video. Friends, before going to solve the problems, we can just revise the three theorems we studied in our previous class. That is the theorems related to the rational numbers whose decimal expansion terminates and non-terminates, right? So in case of terminating rational numbers whose decimal expansion terminates, then in case there are two theorems for such rational numbers whose decimal expansion terminates, right? And for non-terminating, one theorem. And let us discuss the first two theorems related to the decimal expansion of a rational number terminates. First one, let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Then x can be expressed in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime, and the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers. And the second theorem we studied was, let x is equal to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. And for non-terminating decimal expansion of rational numbers, here we have the theorem that is, let x is equal to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating, repeating or recurring. So the first question, without actually performing the long division, state whether the following rational numbers will have a terminating decimal expansion or non-terminating decimal expansion. How we will find whether the rational numbers having a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating decimal expansion? By checking the denominator, whether it is 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m form, right, where n m are non-negative integers. See, 13 by 3125 is our first question. This denominator can be prime factorized, right? That is 3125 can be written as 5, 6, 625, again 5, again 5, 5, right? That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times we can write 5. So 5 raised to 5. So either it should be in the form 2 raised to n or in the form 5 raised to n or both. Here 5 raised to m form is there, which can be rewritten as 13 by 5 raised to 5 into 2 raised to 0, because since 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1. Any number raised to 0 is 1, that we know. So this can be written like this also, or simply like this. Since it is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. Understood? This number has a terminating decimal expansion. So if it is asked in the exam, you have to write the steps also. If the question is like this, you have to write the prime factors of 3125 are 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5, which can be written as 5 raised to 5, right? Which can also be expressed as 13 by 5 raised to 5 into 2 raised to 0. Since 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1. And since the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers, we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. Again, second question, 17 by 8. This denominator can be written in the form 2 cube, right? Since 2 raised to 3 is 2 raised to 3 is 8. 2 into 2 into 2. That is 2 cube, which is equal to 8. And this can also be expressed as 17 by 2 cube into 5 raised to 0. Since 5 raised to 0 is equal to 1, because we know the fact that any number raised to 0 is 1. So since the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, here n is equal to 3 and m is equal to 0, right? So we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. So understood how to do this kind of questions. So this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. What about the third one? 64 by 455. 64 can be written as, its prime factors are 2, 1, 6, 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 2, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 raised to 6 and denominator can be written in the form 455, right? So its prime factors are 91, 7, 3. So 5 into 7 into 13. Is this having a terminating decimal expansion? What do you think? No. Why? Because other than 5 there are two numbers 7 and 13. Since it does not contain the prime factorization of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Understood? The denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m because other two numbers 7 and 13 is there, right? So we can't say that this number, rational number, has a terminating decimal expansion. Why? Because the denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m where n m are non-negative integers. So we can say that this rational number is having a non-terminating decimal expansion. Non-terminating, repeating or recurring decimal expansion. Did you understood why what the reason is? Because the denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. What about this one, friends? 15 by 1600. Numerator can be written as 3 into 5 because 3 into 5 it is 15. And what about the prime factors of 1600? Let's check it. 800, 400, 200, 100, 50, 25, again 5. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 raised to 6 into 5 square. And this 5 and 1 5 from the denominator get cancelled, so that it will become 2 raised to 6 into 5, right? And this is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m where n is equal to 6 and m is equal to 0, right? Not 0, 1. M is equal to 1 because it is written as 5. 5 means 5 raised to 1. So n is equal to 6 and m is equal to 1 where n and m are non-negative integers, right? 6 is a non-negative integer, 1 is also a non-negative integer, and the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So clearly we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. Got it? Now the fifth one, 29 by 343. 29 is a prime number, so numerator we can't do anything. So 29 divided by 343 is 7 cube. 7 cube. And whether the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m? No. This is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m because the denominator is only 7 cube. It is not consisting of 2 and 5, right? So since the denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, we can say that this rational number is having a non-terminating, repeating decimal expansion. Simple questions, right, friends? This is having a non-terminating decimal expansion. Look at this question, 23 by 2 cube into 5 square. Here they are directly given the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So the answer is simple. We can do the answer within seconds, right? Numerator is obviously prime number. 23 is a prime number. And what about denominator? It is clearly in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m where n is equal to 3 and m is equal to 2. So clearly we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. Right? This number is having a terminating decimal expansion. The very next question, that is 129 by 2 square into 5 raised to 7 into 7 raised to 5. It's also written in the form of powers, right? In the form of powers of prime numbers, right? And here this is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. You may be confused because here it is 2 square is there, 5 raised to 7 is there. Then why? Because additional number 7 is there. If the denominator consisting of only 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, we can say that it is terminating, it is having a terminating decimal expansion. But here 7 raised to 5 is also there. So this is not of the form, since the denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where nm are non-negative integers, we can say that this rational number is having a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. This is having a non-terminating repeating or recurring decimal expansion. Understood why this becomes non-terminating repeating? Because the denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Now friends, what about this one, 6 by 15? Let's check it, right? 6 can be written as 2 into 3 because 2 into 3 it is 6. And what about 15? 3 into 5 because 3 into 5 it is 15. 3 and 3 get cancelled. So it can be written in the form 2 by 5. That is 2 by 5 raised to 1, right? Or this can also be expressed as 2 by 5 into 2 raised to 0, because any number raised to 0 it is 1. So since 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1, we can write like this, right? So 5 raised to 1 into 2 raised to 0, and the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where here n is equal to 0 and m is equal to 1. Both are non-negative integers. Therefore, we can say that the given rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion, right? This is having a terminating decimal expansion. Why? Because 6 can be written as 2 into 3 and 15 can be written as 3 into 5. 3 get cancelled from the numerator and the denominator. So that the resultant is 2 by 5. That is 2 by 5 raised to 1. Which can also be expressed as 2 divided by 5 raised to 1 into 2 raised to 0, since 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1. And the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n is 0 and m is equal to 1. So clearly we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. Next one, 35 by 50. 35 can be written as 5 into 7. And what about 50? 2, 25, 5, 5, right? So 2 into 5 square. And 1 5 from the numerator and the 5 from the denominator get cancelled, so that it will become 7 by 2 into 5, right? And clearly the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n is equal to 1, m is equal to 1. Both are non-negative integers. 1 is a non-negative integer, right? So clearly we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. Right? What about this question, 77 by 210? 77 can be written as 7 into 11, right? Because 11 to 7 it is 77. And what about 210? What are its prime factors? 1, 0, 5, 3, 5, 5, 7, right? That means 2 into 3 into 5 into 7. This 7 and this 7 get cancelled, so it can be written as 2 by 2 into 3 into 5, right? And is it having a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating decimal expansion? Yes, it is non-terminating decimal expansion. Why? Because 3 is there. The denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. We can say that this number 77 by 210 is having a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion, right? Why? Because denominator is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers, right? Here 3 is there. In addition to 2 and 5, 3 is there. An extra number is there. So this is not having a terminating repeating. It is having a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. The second question is to write down the decimal expansions of those rational numbers in question 1 which have terminating decimal expansions. We have found that in question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 rational numbers is having terminating decimal expansion. So for those rational numbers having terminating decimal expansions, we have to find the decimal expansion as well. How we will find? Let's check it. First one, 13 by 3125. Just divide that, right? 13 by 3125. So 0.0, right? Not possible. 0, 0. Again not possible. One more 0, right? Now we can check it. 3125 into 4, it becomes 0, right? So 22, 10, 1, 5, 12. 12,500. And what about 3125 into 5? 25 to 12, 1, 6, 15. 15625, which is greater than this one. So write 4 and 12,500, right? So what is the remainder? 500. Again put 0. 5,000 now. So 3125 into 2, what is the answer? 10, 5, 1, 2, 6, 2, 5, 0, which is greater than 5,000. So we can write 1, 3125. This is having a terminating decimal expansion. That means it will stop at a certain point, right? So we can check it. 5, 7, 8, then 1, right? 18750. And what about 3125 into 8? 44, 22, 10, 1, 25. It becomes 25,000. Not possible. So 3125 into 7, 35, 3, 17, 1, 8, 21. Again not possible. What about 3125 into 6, 33, 15, 1, 7, 18, 18750. That means 3125 into 6, it is 18750. Here the remainder becomes 0. So the decimal expansion of 13 by 3125, it is 0.00416, right? Now friends, what about 17 by 8? What is its decimal expansion? 2 8s are 16, right? Remainder 1, 0.018. Remainder 2, 0. 2 8s are 16. Remainder 4, 0. 8 5s are 40. Here the remainder becomes 0. So the decimal expansion of 17 by 8, it is 2.125. Right? And what about the third one? That is 15 by 1600. This 15 by 1600, which can be simplified, right? 3 5s are 15, 2 5s are 10, 0. So 3 by 320 is there. So 0.0. One more 0 is there, right? Again 0. So what about 32 into 8, 16, 1, 24, 2, 5, 6, 0. What about 32 into 9, 18, 1, 27, 28. So we can write 32 into 9, it is 2880, right? 0, 2, 1, then 0. And what about 1200? 32 into 4, it is 1280. So we can write 32 into 3, 6, 3, 3, 960. So 3, 960. 0, 4, 2, right? Again 0. Then what about 2440? We can try for 32 into 7, 14, 1, 22. It is 2240. And 32 into 8, it is 2560, which is not possible. So 7, 2240, right? 0, 6, 1, 0. 1600. 32 into 4, it is 1280. What about 32 into 5, 10, 1, 16? Yes. 32 into 5, it is 320 into 5, it is 1600. The remainder becomes 0. So what is the decimal expansion of 15 by 1600? It is 0.009375. Did you get how we got it? We just simplified 15 by 1600 as by cancelling the common terms, because both are divisible by 5. So we got it as 3 by 320, right? Then dividing 3 by 320 so as to get the decimal expansion as 0.009375. Got it? What about 23 by 2 cube into 5 square? 23 by 2 cube, it is 8. 5 square, it is 25. So 25 into 8, what is the answer? 200, right? Yes. So 23 by 200. There is no common term between numerator and denominator to cancel out. So directly divide 23 by 200, right? 0.0. Then 200 into 2, it is 400. So it is not possible. 1 2s are 200. 0 3 0. So again 1 2s are 200, right? 0 0 1 0. 200 into 5, it is, yes, 1000. So the remainder becomes 0, or the remainder reached 0. So 23 by 200, which is equal to 0.115. Got it? And what about the next one? 6 by 15. Is there any common term between the numerator and the denominator? Yes, obviously. Because 6 by 15 both are divisible by 3. So that we will get 3 into 2 divided by 3 into 5. 2 by 5. 2 by 5 without dividing we know the answer 0.4. So if you don't know, just divide 0.4. 5 4s are 20, right? So the answer is 0.4 or 0.4. Got it? And what about the last one? Is it divisible by any common factor, both numerator and denominator? Yes, divisible by 5, right? So 7 into 5 it is 35 and 10 into 5 it is 50. So 7 by 10 obviously it is 0.7. Got the trick to solve these kind of questions? First you have to check whether the given rational numbers is having terminating or non-terminating decimal expansions without doing long division method. That's what we did in question number 1. And for those rational numbers whose decimal expansion is terminating, we can find that decimal expansion because it is terminating. Somewhere the remainder becomes 0, right? So that's what we did in this question. Friends, going to the last section question of this chapter, real numbers. The following real numbers have decimal expansions as given below. In each case, decide whether they are rational or not. If they are rational and of the form p by q, what can you say about the prime factors of q? So read the question once again. The following real numbers have decimal expansions as given below. There are 3 numbers, real numbers having decimal expansions as follows. Now in each case decide whether they are rational or not. You have to check whether these numbers are rational numbers or not. If they are rational numbers and of the form p by q, what can you say about the prime factors of q? So let's check it whether they are rational or not first, right? So what about the first one, 43.123456789, which can be written as, which is equal to 43, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 divided by, how many zeros will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After this decimal, 9 zeros will be there. That means this number divided by 10 raised to 9 can be written like this, right? Because 9 zeros will be there in the denominator. So 10 raised to 9. And which can again be written as 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 divided by 10 raised to 9 can be written as 2 raised to 9 into 5 raised to 9. The answer is 10 raised to 9 and that is 9 times zeros. Okay. So this can be written as, in order to remove the decimal, write the denominator as in the powers of 10, that is 10 raised to 9, and this 10 raised to 9 can be written as 2 raised to 9 into 5 raised to 9. Now clearly the denominator is of the form p by q. Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Here n is 9, m is 9. Both are non-negative integers, right? 9 is a non-negative integer. So we can say that this is a rational number, especially terminating rational number, right? Whose decimal expansion terminates. So the given number is a rational number and is having a terminating decimal expansion. So first question we solved. Decide whether they are rational or not. The first one is a rational number and it is of the form p by q. So what can we say about the prime factors of q? It is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m values are 9, right? So we can say that this rational number is having a terminating decimal expansion. Now what about the second one? See, the question is 0.120, 1200, 12000, 124 times 0, like that. It is non-terminating, right? It is non-terminating. It is continuing. It is non-terminating as well as it is non-repeating. It is non-repeating. 120, after that 1200. Then again after that 12000. It is not at all repeating. So this number is non-terminating. This is having no end, right? So this is non-terminating as well as non-repeating. Non-terminating and non-repeating, and which implies that this number, it is not rational. Why? Rational numbers either have a terminating decimal expansion or have a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. But in this case, it is having a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion, friends. Understood? Why this number is not rational? It is non-terminating as well as non-repeating. It is not repeating. Non-terminating, non-repeating. That means it is not a rational number. We know rational numbers either have a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. But here it is non-repeating. That's why it is not a rational number. And what about the third one? Here this bar means again after 9 it is again repeating. That is, this can be written as 43.123456789. After 9 again it will become 123456789. After 9 it again becomes 123456789, like that. That means it is a rational number but non-terminating repeating. So what about this one? This is a rational number whose decimal expansion, this is a rational number whose decimal expansion is, you just write that, whose decimal expansion is non-terminating repeating. What it is? Non-terminating repeating. So did you understand how to solve such kind of problems? If a given number is rational or not, how we can decide that? Just simplify it. Check whether it can be written in the form of p by q, and check whether the denominator is of the form can be written in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Then we can say that it is having a terminating decimal expansion, and that number is also a rational number since it can be written in the form of p by q, right? Now what about the second case? In such numbers, it is non-terminating, right? It is not having any end, as well as it is non-terminating, as well as it is non-repeating. So this is not a rational number. And what about the third one? This bar means after 9 again it starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again after 9 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means it is repeating. It is a rational number whose decimal expansion is non-terminating repeating. It is not at all terminating, it is not at all stopping, but after a certain point it is again repeating from the beginning, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, again 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So friends, now we finished the first chapter, that is real numbers. Now we can summarize the things which we have studied. First one is Euclid's division lemma. Take your notebook and revise this one. What is Euclid's division lemma? Given positive integers a and b, there exist unique whole numbers q and r satisfying a is equal to bq plus r for 0 less than or equal to r less than b. And what about Euclid's division algorithm? This is based on Euclid's division lemma. According to this, the HCF of any two positive integers a and b with a greater than b is obtained as follows. And there are 3 steps to find the HCF of two positive integers using Euclid's division algorithm. And the steps are: first one, apply the division lemma, Euclid's division lemma, to find q and r, where a is equal to bq plus r for 0 less than or equal to r less than b. And step number 2, if r is equal to 0, if reminder r is equal to 0, the HCF is the divisor, that is b, the HCF is b. And if r not equal to 0, apply Euclid's division lemma to b and r. Step number 3, continue the process till the remainder is 0. The divisor at this stage means the stage where you reach the remainder is 0, right? So the divisor at this stage will be HCF of AB. Also HCF of AB is equal to HCF of BR. And this year's board exam, Euclid's division lemma is eliminated, but I prefer you to study because this might be helpful for you in your higher classes. And also gaining knowledge is something different apart from studying for exams, right? Now, third one, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What the fundamental theorem of arithmetic says? Every composite number can be expressed or factorized as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. Next theorem, if p is a prime and p divides a square, we studied that theorem. Let p be a prime number. If p divides a square, then p divides a, where a is a positive integer. Next theorem, to prove that root 2 is irrational, right? So, to prove that root 2, root 3 are irrationals, you must study this. This is very important. Root 2 and root 3 are irrationals, they are proof. And next theorem, next 3 theorems we discussed in the beginning of this today's class. That is, let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Then we can express x in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime, and the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers. Next theorem, let x is equal to p by 2 be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. And the last theorem in our first chapter, real numbers, that is, let x is equal to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which is not terminating, repeating or recurring. There are 7 theorems in this first chapter, real numbers. Study all those theorems. Friends, work out all the problems given in our textbook, and apart from that, solve previous year questions also. And in our next class, we will be discussing the previous year question papers or the previous year questions related to the chapter real numbers. And that's all for today's video. If you like the video, give a like, share with your friends who are preparing for class 10 exam, and also subscribe the channel. Next to the subscribe button, there is a bell icon, and press the bell icon to get notification of my latest videos. See you in the next video. Till then, have a good day and thank you.